Okay, I think it's better to set up a new broadcast every time. But anyway. So we're back in this. Game plan for tonight. I'm gonna go another 2+ hours, and we're gonna do class quests first. And once we get some class quests done, we're gonna get back to main story. So off we go. Also, I'm noticing the game volume's really low. I'll see if I can fix that. Give me a sec. That's more like it. Cool. Ah, Chris, is it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must oft remind my arcanists to take meals, and so ensconced do they become in their studies. Yeah, I can attest to that. Speaking of which, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it's time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I will have you defeat foes in Lower Lenoska, 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragoras to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for lunch. Alrighty then. That was weird, my controller disconnected for a moment. That kind of bothers me. I think it's still a little quiet. Let me turn it up a little bit more. Alright, that's better. I'm going to be doing a lot of fiddling with my skills, I think. I'm not really sure how to set up my bars at the moment. Ah, you know what? I did forget to do something, though. Let me see if I can find it. Why, yes, I did just buy a stack of boiled eggs. How good of you to notice. That'll make it a little bit awkward to teleport around at the moment, but in the long run it'll save us some time. Hopefully, because we'll level faster. I also do still need to get into a free company to be able to get the XP buff for leveling, but I'm less concerned about that at the moment. I think a new player in this game, if I wanted to do this accurately, wouldn't think of that. So I'm not going to worry about it until I naturally find an FC that wants to take me in. Welcome back, Chris. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Malvin's Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliffs south of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin, I suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. Alright, well, man, if I remember correctly, when we first got here, we were almost arrested by customs, and now we're working for them. It's hard knock light. 4 buns. Also, yes, I realize I've passed that Aetheryte without attuning to it several times. I'm very sorry. I'll take care of it next time I'm in the building. I should honestly just run around and get all the things, just so I can teleport directly outside. I'm being lazy. What the hell?
I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to colligate.
Cotitiate. Cotitiate. I think that's... I don't know how to pronounce that. Conjugate? Is that it?
The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemy set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion, as they were wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed.
Yo, dude, I just push buttons.
Let's see, taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in the etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, and applying your tactics to several other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune window to do so is past, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I'm Calithia, Melvin's Gate Assessor. Acting Guildmaster Fibrogrim elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction on the field of Arcanima.
That's fair. I'll learn from a nerd. I'm a nerd.
From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail regarding your choice of arcane geometries. What factor most influences your actions during battle?
Potential for amusement.
Aha! Just as I predicted. Now I leave the final element. Now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. Probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%. Give or take 0.5%. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner.
Game. Don't do that to me, game.
It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. While our inscrutable leader has, as I'm sure you've heard, is on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's Jesus, I can't talk tonight. Situation into the desired reality.
I almost said simulation.
No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thermobla is awaiting some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out early must be determined in real scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there's no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon, bunny.
And she's gone. Oh, she waved. Okay. Bye. You were weird. Ah, Chris, have you returned with the cargo? Got right here. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Relatively clear of blood and other gore. That could be something of a problem in our profession, you understand. I also had word from Calitha regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instructions she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Calitha carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she enters the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as Foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides your Arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favor and help to broaden her own perspective somewhere. Please, for the love of God, buy her a different book. It's starting to smell like ass. It's starting to smell like ass and cheese. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Chris. Continue your practice with Carbuncle as Cliff has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. All right. Finally, the Chris's booblets have been nerfed to the great relief of many catboy that would stare in awe from across the way. One day they shall return, but for the moment, look, see, immediately one got up in my grill. They're like ants. That's how you get ants, is you leave the titties out too long. Alright, we're already up level to get the level 10 quest, so we're gonna go and do that too. Yes, Chris, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust, taking the occasional brisk walk. One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Calitha's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lodosca. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. 'Tis the perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypothesis, the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. I see. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider an assault with ruin in tandem with attacks. From your carbuncle, when timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. You don't say, ma'am. Well, I tell you what, that's a zone we ain't been to yet. Huh. Let's just hold that quest in our inventory for the moment, and we'll see if we manage to get to that zone in the MSQ. And then we'll do the quest, and then we'll have both of the quests done at the same time. So, with that being done, I think we have to go back to the Summerford Farms to do things there. Yes. I'm gonna try to sell some stuff really quick so we can actually afford to teleport. No dice. Sadly, we are poor, and therefore cannot afford to teleport. So, we'll just have to... I'm not gonna do it this time! I remember this time. I'm gonna go get it. I'm getting it. It's happening. Oh, apparently I already had it. Never mind, I'm dumb. Sorry. Oops. Well, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, we might as well go ahead and get all the other ones. I know where they all are, and it won't take that long. On an unrelated note, apparently my IRL friends went to see the Spider-Man movie again. Despite the fact we already seen it, and despite the fact that they have tickets to see it again. They went to go see it. Anyway. I mean, it's a good movie. I don't blame them. All right, now we've got access to everything in this town, so that'll help us to fast travel around a little bit faster. this fate has quest mobs in it. Summoner kicks so much ass now. Like, it does so much damage, I can barely believe it. Like, oh my god. It's ridiculous. What is that noise? Oh, it's my inbox. Oh my god, I've got more shit. Oh no. Oh no. I wonder what those sea dogs try to steal when there's no harvest. Good to see Tools back in a serviceable condition, which would be more we could say sad when we get our hands on him, which likely had a role in the theft. Spied him meeting pirates in secret, I did. Couldn't care less if wasteful won't work, but in consorts with current purposes to take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Still want to know what kind of scallywag he's dealing with. Take word to him, would you? Alright, I can do that. I also have a sudden, real, like, nervous... Gotta check my inbox. There's a mail thing at the camp, so I'll just do it there. I think listening position is off. Give me a sec. Never mind, those settings carry over between characters. They're part of system, not part of character. Which is good. because I prefer it to be half and half. Well, there's all my mounts. Also, we need to switch the Helm of Light out for the Feather, because the Helm only goes up to level 10, but the Feather goes all the way to 25. And I love having the extra XP. I just wish I had the XP from Free Company. I can't do anything about that right now, so we won't worry about it. Pirates making off with our tools. Prefel did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. What are you gonna do to him, dude? I've come to expect a great deal from you, lass, and you never once let me down. Thank you, sir. Yet what I ask of you now goes beyond aught I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? It's about to be something serious. Still, when there's a reason to believe that Severin is up to no good, something must happen. Alright. It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Severin by now. Yeah, I've heard of him a little bit. Well, scheming Grace is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulking about in the manner he does when he's up to no good. Now he's round up his rogues and buggered off, nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. Ain't exactly damning, but when I last had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. Can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. So I was hoping you might hunt for a sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. I can do that. I'm good. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. Suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. Suffice to say, rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd say, asking Grinwada at the Aetherite. She is the last one to see him. Dare say she'll be able to tell you where he's headed. Alrighty. Nothing passes through those gates escapes my notice. I saw the Rouser and his rabble set out. The Rouser and his rabble's good. Set out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky Sod said I should join them. I told them I'd rather shrivel up and sift whatever they had picking out of their brains. You find the idle swine, be sure and give him a cuff around the ear for me, will ya? Alrighty. Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done. Claiming him to take lads out for a drink only to lead us straight into a bloody trap. It don't get no lower than that. Of course, I learned to stay a step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready. But the others weren't so lucky. You gotta help them. Oh, shit. Y'all, we about to throw down. I'm about to go pop this kid. My axe may was well been a white flag for all good it did. Hope you fare better. Sorry bastards in there are done for. Shit. Alright. Severin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishback than be at that conniving bastard's debt. To arms. Wait, what? Ah, shit. Something's going down. This is gonna be a thing. We're gonna do a thing. A true knave. You betray even yourself, Severin. Oh, jeez. Ooh! We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion and the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. The Serpent Reavers. Oh my god. Hello, yes, I am a rabbit. Counting on your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honest wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it may be, we shall take it. Oh, fuck! There's a guy back there wearing a mask! O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite thy enemies. Boy? FYI. Wonder what that means. Oh shit. Oh shit! Shit's going down. Oh shit. It's a big thing. killed the rock. The rock has died. That the golem should be vanquished. That woman's no ordinary adventurer. Who is that bunny? Who is she? Also, the volume is a little bit loud. I'll fix that in a little bit. The snake slithered away. I am only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Oh God, my brain! What's happening? Those pirates not belong to any of the known Limninsen factions. Whom then do they serve? The Beast Tribe? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and Kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone two. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. Man, Yashtola's ahead of the game. Look at her go. The seas continue to rise, while the lesser moon continues to fall. Oh, this was pre-Calamity memories. Interesting. And ilm by ilm, the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It is as Louis Walk foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and etherical planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet, though time be against its hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Charlian ring more true. Oh, shit! I had a momentary nerdgasm with that statement. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see Aether, yet now that I do begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Charlian seem commonplace. Oh, interesting. So, she's like using the goggles that already see Aether, and she can do it even without the goggles. Here for you. Have you come for the festivities? Today the Maelstrom officially makes that great hole in the sea its training ground. Join in the celebrations. Makes that great hole in the sea its training ground? What? What are they talking about? Are they talking about Skull Splitter Isle, actually? We haven't been there yet, so I'm just conjecturing. I love that noise, by the way. That is the same noise that the goggles in Splinter Cell make when you put them on. Wait, a disturbance in the etheric flow, but whence doesn't emanate? Sea Song Grotto, perhaps. Secret? Hey, Agent Cat. What have we here? Can you walk? Oh, he's only a botanist. 'Tis I. Regrettably no, he eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore. You collapsed from your exertions, or you suitably recovered. Severin here has apprised me of all that transpired. His account shed some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are the minions of this Hagen. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Staleone will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain, he would like to thank you in person. Pray, pay the man a visit. I feel bad for fucking up Y'shtola's dialogue. He told me of you, but perhaps he'd not tell you of me. My name is Y'shtola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the aether in hope that it might offer some clue as to our predicament. I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends will be dead and all. 'Tis a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me for farms and I'll face consequences. Kinda sounds like he was pressured into this. For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem... Forgive me. Perhaps we'll have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross, farewell. Bye, Y'shtola! Bye, Cat Mom! Bye, Cat Mom. I thought that said LOL, I knew you'd return. LOL, I knew you'd return. Y'shtola delivered Severin a bit ago. Tells your heroic deeds prelude you. The rest came shuffling back too. A lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver. Ah! Okay, this is starting to make sense then. A thrall to Hagen. 7 hells. Reavers may look and sound like pirates, but they're not but the fishback's flunkies. Are they actually... interesting. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we don't do. We got a code, see, but the Reavers never followed word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Laminsons. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagan masters. I knew I had to get away. So, I crept off one night, got myself a new name, found myself a new home, some of the farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long around here, and word soon spread all the way back to the sea. Penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. Letter. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking. Too busy soiling myself. Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear them talk about how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime betraying your brethren. I know that. I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back to here someday. There'll always be a place for you at Summerford Farm, lad. Aww. And I'll always be on your debt, Stalewood. You know, this story's really not bad. I like this story a lot. I guess I have more of an appreciation for it because I know more things about the game. And even this early, they're already setting up some stuff that I find really interesting. I owe you a debt too, Chris. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. If I could ask one more favor of you, it'd be this. Tell Batteron what's happened from start to finish. I'm certain he put in a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he is one of the few people who I know who the Yellow Jackets will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I can possibly ask of you. Safe travels, lass. I guess we're done at this farm. Man, the people that play instruments in this game are just like five-headed, insane motherfuckers. I can't even imagine how you do that. Bloody hells! Life on the farm ain't how quite I pictured it. Ain't how quite I pictured it. Ain't quite how I pictured it. Lord. Yeah, I was playing him as a drunk earlier, that's fair. But you need to worry yourself over young Severin. Yellow Jacket hands out punishments, a good man of mine. If I ask him night, I say reckon he'd be willing to commute lads since from angling to keelhauling. Or sorry, from angin to keelhauling. A kindly gent that he is. I'm only jesting with you. I'll see you straight and fair. Now it sounds to me like you've done everything old Stone asked of you. And more, justifying me generous finders fee in the process. Much obliged, lass. Well, I'm glad you were able to profit off of me. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench of mine. How'd you fancy keeping her company for a spell, with free room and board? Venturing's a trying business after all. Them don't rest the bones every now and then, tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shot or arm. Got it? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. Cool. That applies to everywhere, not just here. Not that you'll have much time for lying around with all the lives you'll be doing. Oh, I didn't mention I'm putting your name down for lives. Our guild draws all manner of clients, offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much a folk will pay to avoid doing honest day's labor. Just give Tamari a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gills. She'll always have some task or other for you to do. Ma'am? And it's all above board. In case you're wondering, we're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side, isn't ya? Unlike some pirates I should mention. I tell you, if it turns out they had all to do with them kidnappers, there's seven hells to pay. A proper bleeding reckoning. Mayhaps that's what Limsa needs now on rough seas. Sometimes you gotta have to rock the boat to ride it. I love that! I love that phrase! Sometimes you have to rock the boat to ride it. But we'll have time for talk when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Hell yeah, Chris. You now have access to recommendations. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in your area. The recommendations list can be opened from under Duty in main menu and will be also displayed automatically when you log in. That basically gives us a list of recommended activities whenever we get in the game. Which will now pop up on the right side every time I log in. However, now that we have access to our end room, I want to do one tiny little thing. Because I have no use for an item in my inventory anymore. Oh, right, I forgot I gotta get that repaired first. Damn. Alright, that cleans out our inventory a little bit. I gotta get that helm repaired before I can actually throw it in there. So let me see if there's a mender around here somewhere. Alright, let's check up with this guy again. He has a new suggestion to put us on the road towards new adventures. How do you fare, Chris? Rested and ready to expand on your horizons? Well then, I've got an idea where you might try heading next. Have you heard of the Skylift out in Nausicaa? If you haven't visited World Whisper Canyon, you must have been up and down the thing at least once since that big bleeding scaffolding attached to the descent. You've likely seen lads and lasses out there using it to haul cargo up from the cliff face, odd labor that, and I hear they use enterprise and soul to pick up the odd jobs where no other bugger has time to deal with. Track down the head of the operation, bloke by the name of Workit, and he'll be sure to put you to work on a task or two. Alright. Now I can cover my teleportation fee. But I'm not gonna spend half my money. I really need some cash on this character. I honestly need a sugar daddy on Mateus. Like, starting this game and doing just MSQ, I'm realizing what a big deal it is to have money and how much of a pain in the ass it is to be poor, because you just can't get around. Like, it costs half the gold I have to go places, so it's almost better for me just not to spend the money and just walk. I guess that's why they give you the Aetheryte tickets, but still, it's like 50 Aetheryte tickets are not going to last you that long. So it's rough. It's really rough. I don't know how you get around if you're a new player and you don't really know anybody. Like a ridiculous extent. It's so expensive to teleport. Well, we were told last time that this should be able to be like an elevator that can take us down, so let's try to use this elevator. I feel like I might not have understood the exact terms of elevator, because there is no elevator. Maybe I'm missing something. Baron sent you out here, did he? And then consider yourself welcome at the Skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will you? One blast of fiery hell from that huge dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. Oh shit. Right. Oh, Bahamut did that? Holy fuck. Cargo still needs to get through though, so this mess of wooden pulleys was all solution to the problem. Well, one of them at least. If the gods were kind, and they ain't, I'd have about a dozen more workers handing me a growing list of headaches. Sounds rough, buddy. Let's grab that one. Work it, a Skylift operator needs you to recover cargo load abandoned by a terrified wagon driver and deliver it to its intended recipient. Glad I am to see you again, lass. A wagon driver just returned in a great bloody hurry, screaming about some monstrosity what sprang out of a million corn seedling in his cargo. Seems the gutless bastard tossed it over the side with a turn and tail, running for his life. I need you to head down the road, recover that seedling, and deliver it to Lolf over a swift perch in western Nausicaa. Oh, that's going to put us in the next area. Cool. Whatever he pays you for the cargo is yours to keep. After all, I don't rightly know what else lurking inside the plant. You deserve to be rewarded for your troubles. Oh, and you'll also find an aetheryte and swift birch, so the journey should be worth your while. Indeed-do.
You seen me, random dragoon.
Well, that was easy. I'm gonna do some minor bar rearranging just because of the way I feel some of my spells should work. I'm gonna try that and see if it feels better. That's fine for now though. Has Naomi herself forsaken this desperate land? Though I understand there were risks in gambling my entire fortune on a crop of million corn, I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. Oh, you mean this? Hey, is that my million corn seedling? Oh, joyous day! It may seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astonishing. As you have undoubtedly noticed, Swiftperch lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus, I mean to restore a modicum of hope to his residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, madame, seem fit to burst with vim and vigor. Might I persuade you to abide a while and help nurture this ailing settlement? I mean, I'm not going anywhere else.
That's a cute top. I look cute. I like it.
Alright, this man's name is Freeloaf, apparently. So, I'm sure he's gonna be amazing. Freeloaf, a yellow jacket on guard duty in Swiftperch, wants you to visit the Brewer's Beacon and investigate the reason behind the waning light. Oh, jeez. You there, adventurer, cast your eyes toward the Brewer's Beacon. Does the light not seem uncommonly weak? Cannot possibly be bright enough to guide the ships sailing in the bay. I would march over to the lighthouse and investigate myself, but I am duty-bound to remain on my post. I would consider a favor if you would make a visit to the Brewer's Beacon and see if aught has befallen Cainwist, the lighthouse keeper. Sure, I can check that out. You say a yellow jacket saying, yeah. My light's grown dim, has it? Well, of course it bloody has. The bomb what fuels me furnace is up and buggered off, you see? If I don't get that beacon fixed up soon, there'll be trouble on the water. I know you're just the messenger, lass, but I can tell the adventurer will see one. I'm going to need you to chase down that bomb and bring back the claw what you ripped from a smoldering corpse. Take this here iron brazier, set it down in the middle of the flock, somewhere near a scarecrow, I'd say. You get a nice fire going, that frisky bomb will soon be about. Watch you don't singe your eyebrows, lass. So, to someone that doesn't play Final Fantasy, that probably sounded really weird, but bombs are creatures. They're not literally bombs. Well, I mean, they are literally bombs, but they're not, they don't only explode, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. He tried to explode, and I did not let him. All you need to do is take down that runaway bomb and bring one of his little claws. Well, I got it here for you. Take it. Oh, you got the ashy bastard, did you? Once you put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep things running for a while. I had myself a bit of look while you was gone, and Lemblade cursed me if the furnace wouldn't all been broken. Small one of the bloody bomb was able to escape. I patched things up best I could. Ain't no smithy though. You might want to have that chat with a day yellow jacket friend of yours in Swift Perch and have him pass the word back to someone in Amazon. Okay. The furnace is damaged, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports. These repairs must needs be effected without delay. Seems I have another favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself straight away to the Armor's Guild in Limbs and Lamensa and explain the situation to Forge Master Hanzaya! Hanzer. I think before they do that, I'm going to go to the Arcanist Guild and turn this in really fast. Welcome back, Chris. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph into an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Forcia Kylo on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, Chris. Kylo wants you on the floor below with further details. Okay. So we're going downstairs? Alright.
A timely appearance as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I have been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylestocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence.
I had prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities, but there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1345, otherwise known as Stratagem Focus Fire. You and your carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one, the enemy will wither the combined onslaught. Probability of victory 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot in Milanaska. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. Alright, so I guess we're going to the cookpot in Milanaska? Okay. I am Forcia Cliffla Melvin's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty, sneaky peekers. Gobby spit up lantern nosy eyes on stabby iron. A predictively aggressive response. Very well, Chris. Remember what we discussed. Sure. I will mindlessly slaughter all the goblin. I did it.
Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there's another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Enhancing my strengths. Oh ho, again you respond as the guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability of your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You're one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of the battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thurbergrim. Until next we meet, I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Thank you, nerd. Bye. Back from the field, Chris. Wow, that's not her voice. Back from the field, Chris. Clitha contacted me with a summary of events. I got, so thrown off by this. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies, maintain the razor edge of your mind. One last thing, considering the dedication you have shown towards our discipline, I have decided to permit you leave to explore the teachings offered by other guilds. I would suggest, however, that you first mastered the science of Arcanima.
The strategic training you receive here will serve you well no matter the path you eventually choose to walk. Return to me when your reason tells you the time is right. You now have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist and corresponding guild. There exist myriad disciplines in Eorzea that adventurers can take up. For the most rewarding experience, however, it is recommended that you first focus on mastering your current class. Unless you get bored of it, in which case it's totally okay to switch to a different class. New gloves for me! That does, however, give us our first gear set, and honestly probably the only gear set we're going to be using for a really long time, because I have no intention to clutter my inventory with stuff for all of the classes in the game. I made that mistake on my first character, I'm not making it again. The furnace in Brewer's Beacon needs repaired. Burgot's beard, I just sent someone out to tinker with not a week past. Mayhap the bomb Canswith had trapped in there was a touch too volatile. 11 artists had visited the lighthouse and paid special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. Thank you, ma'am. Forge Master Hansa, head of Naldig and Families, wants you to assist with the workload over at the Moraby Dry Docks. What say you to taking on some work from Nalik and Vadalmes? Oh, Jesus. We've a great hunking warship to build and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Albertworm, the head shipwright at the Moraby Dry Docks. We forge most of the ship's bits and pieces here at the Armorers Guild, but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lower Nazca. That's also where you'll find the main offices of Neldik and Vimiles. The Moraby Dry Docks is one of Limsa's most important districts, at least as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you'll not regret tuning yourself to the various Aetherite. I like how they keep reminding you to do that. If you've no confidence in your sense of direction, you'd be best served making use of the Chocobo Porters. First floor of the mast, in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. May the navigator Navigator. I do apologize. I trip over my own tongue a lot. It's why I have only been recording or doing these streams in 2-hour bursts, because the more I talk, the more I am bad at talking. That was a weird little conversation. The thing about fates kind of being intrusive, I didn't see it before, but I'm seeing it now. At low levels, it really is annoying to just randomly get in a fate and have the music pop up. It's like, no thank you. I do not want to do that right now, thank you. I didn't fully comprehend, but yeah, they do build the ships here. That's cool. You have a missive for me from former Master Hanaza. I assume it pertains to pending arrival of the materials I ordered over a moon pass. Let's see it then. Blast and botheration, another delay. I'm well aware of the shortage of skilled artisans, but this is insufferable. My apologies. The messages do not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustration. Can I have your name? Chris, is it? Well, Chris, this proud maiden you see taking shape before you is the Victory, the first new vessel to grace the docks since the Calamity. We may have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore the Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The Victory is more than a simple warship. It is a symbol of Lim's rebirth from the wreckage wrought by the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. Thus, we are striving to complete our construction as swiftly as possible, even going so far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside the Thalassocracy. Thalassocracy! That's a hell of a word. Screenshotting to look that word up. Yet even with such precedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks. Should you choose to linger at the docks for a time, there is no end of odd jobs for our working adventurer. Be you fair warned, there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. That's not me. Albert Worm was looking for a member of his crew and the items he was supposed to deliver. We're in 7 hours, is that man? Not once in 12 minutes since he's been late with a shipment. Now 2 old turns of the sun without a single word. A shipwright of mine, young man named Ferris Wilmot, recently left Candlekeep Quay to retrieve several crates of supplies ordered from Limbs of Laminsa, but has yet to return. I have sent several missives to Hall Broder, but his replies are always the same. He does not recall ever seeing the right, nor supplies he was scheduled to collect. That man knows something, and I severely doubt he is telling me the whole truth. As I cannot leave my post, I would ask you to travel to Candlekeep Quay in my stead, and inform Haldroda that he insists on playing these games. I will personally see that he is transferred to Turtleback Island, where he can rot alone in the middle of the sea for eternity. Savage! Also, fun point of note, you can't die from falling damage in this game, but you can still take falling damage. Observe. Left with exactly 1 health. Eh? Does that self-righteous dog doubt that I ever told him anything less than the truth? Doubt? Turtleback Island? He can't do that, can't he? I swear on my poor Nana's grave, never go to rest to a cell. I know not of his Ferris Amid or his precious supplies. Else we here at the quay have had enough trouble these past few suns. What with sinking that Laminsa cargo ship off Salt Strand, I haven't the time to take a proper piss, let alone take note of every scrag that wanders off the ship. People just, like, randomly come in my chat, and they just say such weird things. And I have no idea what the deal is. It's very strange. That one said Vask Tech. I don't know what that means. Is that, are they bots? Are they bots? Is that what's happening? It's weird. Alder wrote a suggestion for the kind adventurer came bearing Foreman Albert Worm's message. Now, the way I see it, if you've got time to be standing here questioning my character, you both steadily have time to get that ass of yours down Salt Strand and help us search for survivors of the wreck. Who knows, you may just run across this fizzle-mid everyone seems so eager to find. Here's to hope a navigator ain't found him first. Aight. Now that over there is an interesting little curiosity. I think that is a piece of Dalamud that broke off. Let's go take a look at it. We can't really get any further into it, but we might come back here one day and take a little bit of a closer look. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that's one of the fragments of Dalamud that broke off during the calamity. I'm FFXIV. You say Foreman's wondering about me whereabouts. I thought he might be, but you must know I cannot show my face to the dry dogs to right the horrible wrong I caused. Oh, what you do? 2 nights past, I made the trip from the dry docks to County Keep Quay, just as Foreman asked. The seas were right rough, and the captain of the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliffs, so I paid a few coins to the fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yalms. It wasn't long enough for the waves that hold of us. Try as we might to stay the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we was flung headlong into the Limensing Galley. When I awoke, both ships were gone, and the cargo was to collect lay strewn across the Salt Strand. I has made every effort to salvage it, but it sends a crawling with quern, and ain't one with a sword. Now you see why I can't return to the dry docks. Well, I have spells. That night I was tossed in the sea like some dull rags, and it wasn't long before the world around me faded black as I slipped deeper into the abyss. Below, the navigator wouldn't see me to the gates of the 7 L's, and I awoke to find myself washed ashore. And here's I've been ever since, waiting for a chance to salvage my master's cargo. The missing parts. I don't know how I can repay you. I'll deliver the supplies right away, but first I must stop by the quay, so I might pay my respects to the widow of the brave fisher that gave him his life for a handful of coin. Could you tell Albert I'll be back at the dry docks by nightfall? Many thanks, adventurer. I'll not forget this kindness. Now I got cash. I'm up to 800 gold. I'm relieved to hear both Wismid and the supplies are unharmed, though it was foolish of him to believe that I would blame him for that which was obviously out of his hands. You see, there was no storm that day, and the seas here adjacent to the dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. This leads me to believe that the sort of trouble that ships had encountered off Capital Quay was less of a natural sort, the sort which the Cargan have been honed to conjure. Ah. So they got Sahagand, and that sucks for them. To Angry Pirate's Dream. Victory Foreman Albert is considering recommending you for an important job involving the dry dock security. Chris, while I originally had doubts about your motives, you have repeatedly proven yourself to an asset to Naldic and Vermillies. I still do not like you. What the hell? What do you mean? What do you mean you don't like me? But that does not mean I do not trust you. What did I do to this guy? Glimthera, head of the watch here at the dry docks, believes that pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requires assistance investigating a group of unsavory individuals making a camp nearby. I have recommended you for the task. Despite all limbs and lamenta endured before, during, and following the calamity, the fact that there are still those who turn their backs on the steady state so they might line their pockets with a few handful of coin, just thought of it sickens me. Okay, well, we have made some pretty decent progress today. I'm looking at time. I'm looking at quest and stuff. I think with me being level 15, this is a pretty decent place for me to stop for now. I'm going to go and return to town and call it for the evening before my throat dies. Thank you again for anyone that's following along with the series. Doing it in little bursts like this helps me keep it consistent. So if you like what you're seeing, great. If you have any comments about the way I'm commenting over anything going on, I appreciate that. I'm not sure if I'm being too annoying. I'm not sure if my voices are cringy. I have no idea. I'm just kind of doing this for fun, for friends that don't have time to, well, they say they don't have time to get into this game. The more I play of it, to be honest, the more I'm convinced it's not as much of a time commitment anymore. Honestly, I'm level 15 in 4 hours. It's taken me 4 hours to get of level to be able to do roulettes. And I think I don't have Duty Finder unlocked, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the first dungeon in the game is at level 15. So I'm of level to do the first dungeon right now. So food for thought. I'm learning a little bit going back over all this content again. So I will see you all some other time. Thank you again for tuning in. Probably more to come next week.